Let me first say Happy New Year's Eve, everybody, and yes, I have a video to upload and it's going to be an interesting one. It's about Classic Doom and my co-op quality of life wish list. I've been playing a lot of co-op Classic Doom because it's just a lot of fun to play with the community, and online co-op support was something the fans have been asking when the Unity port was released. Now it's possible to play them without needing a third-party software, and it's just awesome that playing with other people is this simple. As cool the co-op mode is, it still needs a lot of work on certain things. I'm going to cover a couple of things that I want to see the Kex port improve upon the co-op experience. Believe it or not, there are still people playing the co-op mode 4 months after the Kex port release, and Classic Doom is surprisingly fun to play in co-op. There are some exclusive monsters that are only available in co-op, so that can totally change up the levels, especially if you play Plutonia and Sigil, where they totally amped up the intensity for the co-op side versus playing these levels in solo. The first and probably the thing that every hardcore Classic Doom enjoyer wants to have is to be able to play user-generated content with people. I love playing the official levels, and I can totally replay Doom 1 and 2 many times because they're excellent games and they're always a blast to play. It's also nice to be able to play their official map packs too, and Legacy of Rust was fun to play both solo and cooperatively. But it's been 4 months and we need more maps to play, and Classic Doom is known for having a dedicated fan base keeping the games alive. It's obvious that we should be able to play some of our favorite custom content. If I could host Perdition's Gate and be able to beat it with randoms, that would be the greatest thing ever. Perdition's Gate is one of my favorite megawads of all time, and I think the levels are going to be very fun to play in co-op. And I had played it before in co-op, and I remembered it was a blast playing it with a friend of mine. That was just 2 players. I want to see what it's like with 6 or 8 players. When I host co-op games, I also like doing what I call a quote-unquote world tour session. What does that mean? I like to pick random maps from various map sets, and it's generally the ones that I know are good for co-op, and it's something I like to do when I'm about to end the gaming session. Usually, I'll host Plutonia Map 32, the final level of Legacy of Rust's first episode, Sigil's secret level, and so on. These levels are going to be generally action-packed, and it's always fun to experience them too. If I could host or, be able to implement some of the community-made levels, I would totally throw in Hell Revealed second secret level, which is my all-time favorite Slaughter map, and maybe some like random levels from various megawads that I played throughout the years, stuff like that. And stuff like this would make the co-op experience so much more fun to play. Now, I am aware that Nintendo's against allowing their users to be able to play community content for whatever reasons outside of the featured user content. If that is the case, I do hope there will be more spotlit content in the future, because Classic Doom has so many iconic megawads, or wads in general, and if we cannot have playable P-wads off the rip, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure Perdition's Gate, or maybe the Memento Mori trilogy, to get spotlit for co-op functionality. The second thing is the ammo situation. Anybody who ever played 6+ player co-op games will know how painful the ammo shortage is. Obviously, Doom is a single player game at heart, so the ammo balancing is really targeted for that, but I do believe having the ability to turn on double ammo would help out these issues. Especially on some levels, you don't get a lot of weapons right after you spawn, so it'll be nice to have double ammo as an option, like fast monsters, for people that want a more smoother co-op experience, especially when playing with more than 4 players. The third thing is the many bugs that players will bump into, especially off-host players. I'm talking like bugs where you get the Hall of Mirror effect, sometimes enemies are invisible, the one where the enemies are sinking under the floor, and there are more. I actually will have a separate video that's going to further demonstrate some of this later on. I also noticed E1M5 in Legacy of Rust does have a decent chance to crash when loading the level. Also, TNT has a lot of levels that are really buggy, and I think that's why a lot of people aren't hosting them. Every time I play TNT maps, especially from a fresh start, there are so many levels where I bump into weird issues and I have to rejoin them to fix these issues. This obviously needs to be addressed and update to ASAP. Now, for people who are going to comment on Zandronum or Odamex, because I know those are alternative options, but hear me out, please. Zandronum is basically for people who want to play heavily modded classic Doom experiences, and to me, that's not the kind of classic Doom I want to play. Odamex, on the other hand, is pretty much a ghost town, so the Kex port is probably the best way to play classic Doom co-op and playing it at its most purest form. The Kex port should be the best way to play in the future because of the cross-platform support, which is really awesome, and I do hope Night Dive will further improve the co-op experience, because like I said, there are still people playing the game online for 4 months after release. That's really it for the video. Thank you for watching this video, and like always, I try to stay focused on uploading videos as long as I can come up with some interesting content to make. Thanks for those who enjoyed my Exploring Doom Snap Map series, because I did not expect them to do them so well this year, and I've been brainstorming some good topics to cover them, and I'll be able to share them with you when they're ready.